and then we'll go with maybe 20 minutes class. It's short class. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvatamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratushe Namaha. हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Okay, so today we are going to take one verse of Bhagavad Gita, which is chapter 1, verse number 42. So every day here in ISKCON Whitefield, we take one verse from Bhagavad Gita in the evening. So today's verse is verse number, chapter 1, verse number 42. So we will, before going to that verse, let's have a quick background. What is there in the previous verses so that we can get the context of this verse. So basically in the initial portion of the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is giving some reasons to Krishna that, oh Krishna, I don't want to fight, right? As we all know. So he gives 4 basic reasons as it is displayed on the screen. So Arjuna's reasons for not fighting. Okay, so basic 4 reasons are these. First one is compassion. So Arjuna is feeling compassionate. So when he told Krishna to take the chariot in front of the opposite party, right, with whom they want to fight. So as soon as Arjuna sees his relatives, his teacher Dronacharya, and his elders, his relatives and family members, basically relatives, right? So whenever when he sees all these people who are related to his body and who are his elders and teacher, so he gets bewildered and he feels compassionate that how can I kill my own family members, my own relatives, my own teacher, right, who taught me, and my elders. So this is very, very sinful. I can't do that. So he's feeling compassionate for them, right? The second reason, and this is covered under the first chapter, verse number 27. Second reason which Arjuna gives, so it's a quick recap, just for the new audience. So the second reason which Arjuna gives is enjoyment. So Arjuna gives this reason that even if I win the battle and I get the kingdom, but there will be no one, and if I kill everybody, right, in the opposite party, the Kauravas, and all my elders and all the teacher and everybody, all my relatives. So even if I win the battle and even if I get the kingdom, the whole kingdom, so there is no one to enjoy with, right? With whom I can share this happiness. Even if I get the kingdom. So what's the point? What's the point in getting this kingdom, right? So this reason Arjuna gives. So it is covered under verse number 30 to 35. Third reason which Arjuna gives is sinful reactions. So there are something called aggressors. So these are some type of people. I'll not go in detail, but which cause disturbance in the society. Okay. So Arjuna is telling that to Krishna that if I kill the aggressors, then some sinful reactions will come upon me, right? Papa. If I kill them, then Papa will come upon me, right? And all of us who are killing those. So I should not kill, though I will not fight. The fourth reason which Arjuna gives is destruction of dynasty. That if I kill the elders of the society, elders of the family, then there will be a destruction in the society or the dynasty. Now, this particular reason we are actually taking up in verse number 42. So this particular reason is covered under verse number 37 till 43. Okay. And 42 comes under that. So it's basically we are now taking the fourth reason. Already 3 reasons have been covered in the previous classes. So the fourth reason is destruction of dynasty. So let's go a little bit deeper. So what will happen? Arjuna is telling in verse by verse that in verse number 39 and maybe 40 it's covered that Arjuna is telling that what will happen if I kill all the elders of the family, right? So there are elders in the family, and if all the elders die, so the first point in this destruction of dynasty point, fourth reason is the first thing. If all the elders of the family die, then what will happen? The second thing is, so it's in a sequence. So the eternal family tradition which was coming down, right? It will be disrupted, because if the elders are not there, then all the family traditions and everything will go away, will be vanquished. If that happens, then what will be the result? The family will be involved in irreligion, right? There will be no religion, no religious activity, no family tradition. So all the family members who are there, they will be involved in irreligious acts, right? Which are not according to religion, which are not proper. Now, if that happens, then what will happen? What is the result? Then degradation of womanhood, right? The woman will be basically degraded, and they will be exploited, right? And when that happens, then what will happen? The result will be unwanted progeny, unwanted children, and basically that will create a havoc in the society, right? So this whole sequence of events will happen when. So it all starts with death of the family members. If I kill the elders in the family, right? Elder family members. So Arjuna doesn't want to kill anybody, right? If I kill the elders, then these things will happen. And finally, unwanted progeny. And if there is unwanted progeny, which is technically called as Varna Sankara, okay? And we can see that nowadays this is happening. I mean, there is no regulation in the society. Anything is happening, and there is no regulation at all. So when there is unwanted progeny, automatically havoc will be created in the society, and there will be complete disturbance, right? The whole system will be disrupted. So this is what Arjuna is saying, actually. So let's go to verse number 42 and see a little bit in detail. So this verse goes like this. Maybe you can repeat after me when I recite. Doshairetai kulagnanam Varna Sankara Karakai Utsadyante Jati Dharmaha Kuladharmascha Shashvataha. So we'll directly go to the translation. So the translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So translation goes like this. By the evil deeds of those who destroy the family tradition and thus give rise to unwanted children, all kinds of community projects and family welfare activities are devastated. So Arjuna is telling Krishna that, see, if the people are engaged in these evil deeds, right? Because the elders in the family are not there, so automatically people are distracted and they are engaged in irreligious activities. So the whole family tradition will be disrupted, right? And they will give rise to unwanted children, unwanted progeny. So when this will happen, what will be the result? All kinds of welfare activities, right? Whatever are religious and good activities, all kinds of welfare activities, and the duties, which is called community projects. So community projects means jati dharma. So dharma, what do you mean by dharma? So dharma is basically, in short, we can say duty, right? So whatever duties every category of section of the society have to do, they will not do. And when everybody is, all these duties are not being properly rendered or taken care of, and all the family traditions are gone, then what will happen? Complete, havoc will be created, basically, right? So that's what Arjuna is saying in this. It all started with death of the family elders of the family, right? So, so in the purport, let's see what Srila Prabhupada says. The community projects for the 4 orders of human society, combined with family welfare activities, as they are set forth by the institution of Sanatan Dharma or Varnashram Dharma, are designed to enable the human being to attain his ultimate salvation. Therefore, the breaking of the Sanatan Dharma tradition by irresponsible leaders of the society brings about chaos in that society, and consequently people forget the aim of life, which is Vishnu. That is the aim of life. Such leaders are called blind, and persons who follow such leaders are sure to be led into chaos. Right? So we can see that. So there is a very nice term here, Varnashrama Dharma. Okay, which we will see. What is that? Okay, so Srila Prabhupada is mentioning the same thing, that when all the family welfare activities and all the duties, the Varnashrama Dharma, this system, this institution of Varnashram, this whole nice system is broken, then there will be so this whole system is designed to basically attain the goal of life, goal of human life, right? Which is Vishnu, to attain Vishnu and to please Lord Vishnu. So that will not happen, and the leaders will be blind because they will not know what is the aim of life. And when those leaders will lead the society, then automatically the people will also be covered. Their consciousness will be covered, and complete chaos will be created in the society. Okay, so there's a very nice term, Varnashrama Dharma. Let's see what is that, little bit in short. So Varna Ashrama, right? So this word has two words, Varna and Ashrama. So actually this is a system which is set up in the Vedic culture and which is set up by the Lord himself. Okay, so there are 4 Varnas and 4 Ashramas. So this is from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.2, which says that actually this whole system is set up by the Lord, and we can compare the 4 orders, social orders. So basically the 4 Varnas are social orders, 4 social orders in the society. So which are Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. Okay, and the 4 ashramas are nothing but Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanprastha and Sannyasi. So these are the 4 ashramas. So Varnas are social orders, 4 social orders, and the ashramas are 4 spiritual orders. Okay, so these are the things. Now let's see what are different qualities of these 4. Okay, before that, as it is mentioned in this particular verse, that how to decide who is a Brahmana, how to decide who is a Kshatriya, how to decide who is a Vaishya, how to decide who is a Shudra, right? So Lord has set up this system, right? This categories Lord has made, and we can see around actually that we will find these kinds of people only. There can be nothing outside the system. Okay, we'll find only these people in these 4 categories. So we'll analyze that later. But now we'll discuss how to decide which Varna a particular person is in. Okay, so in this verse only it was given. So let's maybe discuss this more. So there are something called 3 modes in the nature. In English language we can say we can call them as goodness, passion and ignorance. Or in Hindi or Sanskrit we can say sattva gun, right? You have heard of sattva gun, rajogun and then tamogun. So in short, a person who is in sattva gun, he will be satisfied, he will be peaceful, he will be he wants to develop more and more knowledge, right? And he will be happy, he will be satisfied. A person who is in mode of passion, he will have unlimited desires. He wants to do this also, that also, this also, that also, and he will be completely, restless and chasing after those desires, to fulfill those desires, and he'll be completely restless. Okay, that's why it is called passion. And a person who is in mode of ignorance, he will be tamogun, right? So he will be sleepy, lazy, and in the mode of darkness. Basically, he'll not know. He'll always be doubtful. He'll not know what is what. His consciousness will be covered. Always he will be feeling sleepy and lazy, and he'll be postponing things, right? So that person is in mode of ignorance. So these are the 3 modes in the nature, and everywhere it is there. In the things also, the non-living things, and in people also. We can see that every person has these 3 modes. One mode is dominant, other modes are like little bit low. So there's a combination. So everyone is affected by these 3 modes. Everything and every person, all the living beings and all the non-living things, everywhere there are 3 modes. Everything is influenced by these three modes. Now, having known this, when we, like a person, associates with another person or a particular thing, we know that that particular thing and that particular person is also affected by the three modes. I don't know, it may be any combination, right? So when we associate with that person or some other people and some other things, so automatically we will also develop that nature. So this is how we develop a particular nature. So it's all based on association. Whom we associate with, it will decide what our nature is, right? It's very simple. That's why people say, right, so we should associate with good people so that we'll develop good qualities. So that's how it works. The combination of nature, the modes of material nature we associate with, will develop that, right? So now this is how a person develops a nature. Now, how it is linked to this varnas, the four social orders, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra, how it is linked, right? A person having a particular nature and these are the four varnas, how it is linked. So let's see that. So basically, in this 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, we'll see later, it's too much far ahead, but still we'll just see this 4 verses, verse number 41 to 44. So here in verse number 41, we can see that Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudra, these 4 category of people are distinguished by the qualities born of their nature, their own nature. So whatever nature they have, we can decide actually that a person is a Brahmana, or he's a Kshatriya, he's a Vaishya, or he's a Shudra. It all depends on what his nature is. So okay, some people say that I'm a Brahmana by birth. So I mean, it doesn't matter actually in which family we have taken birth, right? But whatever nature we have, that will actually decide in which category we belong to. Okay, it all depends on the nature. And we have seen how we develop the nature, right? So the way we develop the nature, whatever nature we have, that will decide what category we belong to. So we'll see what are the qualities of these 4 categories of people. So a person who is a Brahmana, in the verse number 42, so what are the qualities? Peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom and religiousness. So a person who is a Brahmana, he'll always be peaceful, he'll be self-controlled, he'll always be looking for knowledge and spiritual knowledge basically, and then he will be he'll be wanting to share that knowledge with others, right? That spiritual knowledge, and he'll be religious, right? And tolerant and all those things. A person who is a Kshatriya, we can say, in this category. So what will be his qualities? Heroism, power, determination, right? We can say leadership. He'll be a leader. He always want to lead, right? He'll always want to be, he'll be courageous. He'll not come back. If he takes up a challenge, he wants to complete that challenge, right? Meet that challenge. He doesn't want to come back before, meeting that challenge. So he'll be courageous, he'll be determined, he'll be, heroic, and he will be leader. So these are the qualities of a Kshatriya. What are the qualities of a Vaishya? Business-minded, in short, right? But in the Vedic culture, right, it also included farming and cow protection, because it's very scientific, right? When there is farming, so we can get crops, grains and all the foods, grains and pulses and all those things, and we can get vegetables and fruits. And with cow protection, we can get milk and milk products. So this is all in all, right? We get everything for our sustenance of the body. So this is how the whole Vedic culture was set up, right? So the Vaishyas will be actually doing farming, they will be doing cow protection, and they will be engaging, so also they will be doing business. So basically whatever surplus comes, they will be keeping it something for their own family, and then whatever surplus amount of milk or farming products comes, they will be selling it. So that's how they will be earning their living. So business-minded people and all those things. Who is a Shudra? So a person who is serving others, right? So nowadays actually Shastras say that everyone is a Shudra in Kali Yuga, right? So So basically now there's a, so this is very the Vedic culture is very scientific and scriptures are very, very scientific. This is a very nice system, and we can see that we can see these kinds of people everywhere. Some people are business minded, right? They don't want to do jobs and all. They want to do business. Some people are they want to do jobs and they want to serve others, right? They want to do some service in some companies or somewhere, whatever. Some people are naturally they want to teach, they want to learn, and they want to teach others, right? So that kind of mindset is like Brahmana mindset. Some people are like, no, I want to be a leader, or I want to take some administrative role, let's say political person, political leader, or we can say a person who wants to join armed forces, military. So he is courageous. He wants to fight. So that kind of person we can say he's a kshatriya quality person. So we can see that everywhere these things are there. These four categories of people are there, right? So no one is outside these four categories. So this is how scriptures are. It's very perfect. Whatever they say, it covers everything, and it's very, very perfect, right? Nothing is outside the verdicts of the scriptures. So now these are the varnas, and and ashramas are like brahmachari, grihastha. Grihastha means a person who is a family holder, right? Who has a family and who is maintaining the family. And a vanprastha is like retired life, right? After having doing all the duties of the family, right, household life, he retires, and then he focuses exclusively on the spiritual progress. And then finally sannyasi, right, who renounces everything and exclusive focus on spirituality. But ultimately these four varnas and ashramas, four social orders and four spiritual orders, are meant to are designed in such a way that according to our nature we can engage in certain type of activities, right, in the society, and then ultimately we can focus our mind on spirituality, right, because that is the goal of life. So that is the purpose of varnashrama. It's very scientific. So whenever, let's say, I work according to my nature, let's say I am a business minded person, and if I am forced to work, forced to teach, I'll not be able to do that, right? So it's very scientific. So that's how Bhagavad Gita is very, very scientific. So and if a person who wants to join armed forces and he is forced to do business or work in some company, he'll not be able to do, right? So if we act according to our nature, whatever nature we have, then we'll be satisfied on the mind, in the mind, and according on the bodily platform, right? Mental and bodily platform. When we are satisfied, then we can focus on our spiritual activities. So the ultimate aim is spirituality. But for achieving that, we need to work according to our nature, so that we'll be peaceful, and then we will be able to focus better on the spiritual activities. That's what the whole system is, the varnashrama system. And then when we are able to focus on spiritual activities, we'll attain the goal of life. What is the goal of life? Vishnu, to please the Lord, right? To attain the Lord. So that is the goal of life. So this is the whole purpose of varnashram dharma in a sequence we have put. And finally, when someone breaks this system, that's what is happening nowadays, right? No one knows who has Brahman quality, no one knows who has Kshatriya quality, no one knows. The parents also don't know. Parents don't see, in a child that, oh, what qualities my child has got. They just impose something on the child that, no, I want my child to be an engineer. I want my child to be a doctor. But first ask the child, or first at least see the nature of the child, what his nature is. Maybe he doesn't want to be an engineer. So what will happen? He will be disturbed. He will be frustrated in life. That's what is happening nowadays, right? So Bhagavad Gita is very practical in this way, that it inspires people to act according to their nature, whatever nature they have. Then they will be peaceful mentally and on the bodily platform, and then they will be able to take up the actual goal of life, which is the spiritual activities. And obviously the goal of life will be met if he is able to nicely practice spirituality, right? So if, let's say, this whole system gets broken up nowadays, it's happening. So what will be the result? There will be blind leaders, right? Leaders will be blind. Leaders will not know what is the goal of life. They'll be just acting whimsically without following the system. If the leaders are blind, then obviously people will be blind, right? People will also not know who are following those leaders. When the people are blind or their conscience is covered, then they will be engaged in some basic activities, right? Which animals also do. So what are those? There are four activities which animals also do and we also do, humans. Those are eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. So they also eat, we also eat. They also sleep, we also sleep. They also, mating is there and defending. They also protect the body. But the thing is, we do it in more sophisticated way. We eat on dining table or some dining sets. They eat anywhere. We sleep on mattresses, some nice beds and all the setups. They sleep anywhere. But the activity is same, right? So people will be just engaged in these four activities. They'll be, so-called standard of living, right? They want to improve the standard of living, but activities are the same only, right? These four basic activities. So there's no difference between animals and humans in that way, even if one has a very nice standard of living. So people will not know what is the goal of life, what is spirituality, right? So they'll be just engaged in these basic activities, which animals also do. When this happens, then if they are not practicing spirituality, then ultimately they will not be able to, to liberate themselves and come out of the cycle of birth and death, right? So this is a very again a very advanced topic, that there's something called cycle of birth and death. So whatever we do in this life, we get so we have to, what to say, we have to get the reactions of those activities, karmic reactions, like karma. So when we, to get those reactions, we have to get new bodies. So after the death of this body, we'll again have another body in the next life to, to enjoy those fruits of past activities or karmas. So we'll continue to get newer and newer and bodies like that. So we'll be caught up in the cycle of birth and death, again new body, death, and again new birth, again death. So like that. So this all happened because of disruption of this whole system of varnashrama, right? So this is how it is. So Arjuna is trying to, actually this is too much detail. So Arjuna is actually trying to, in just simple one, some verses, Arjuna is trying to actually demonstrate all these things, that this will happen, right? So we'll see in the next verses that how, Krishna defeats all these reasons of Arjuna, that I don't want to fight, these four reasons. And then we'll see how Krishna inspires him to fight, okay, in the next few verses. So that's all for today's session. Thank you for attending. Hare Krishna.